So Fred and I, we have a little tradition where we make ringed pizzas or pizza rings every year on New Year's Eve. Now, we've been doing this for 10 years, starting with that first one. So we have used crust, we have used biscuits, we've used crescent rolls, you name it, we've done it. The one I'm going to make this year, I'm hoping it'll look like this one right here. So come along with me and we'll celebrate our New Year's tradition together. Making lots and lots of noise. Let's get this New Year's pizza ring on the go. Okay, it is time to make the dipping sauce. So I still had about a half a can of the thicker puree in the freezer, and one of the jars of our Italian spice tomato sauce. So the pizza ring that we're making this year for New Year's is not going to have any sauce in it. It's going to be kind of more like a stromboli type of thing. But I want this to actually cook and thicken up. It's going to be so tasty. Just saying. Pizza dough. Now you can probably see little specklies and things in it. See those? I actually put some Italian spice that I ground up a little finer, and we added that to the dough to give it some nice herby kind of flavor. So I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap, and it's going to sit in the fridge, because we're not actually going to start making this for about an hour and a half. Woo-hoo. Pizza dough. Okay. So it did rise a lot more than I thought it would after being in the fridge for a bit, but look how poofy this is. The best part of rising dough. Sorry. I know, it's silly, but that's like the best part of any dough that's been rising. All right, let's get some flour. So the hardest part of doing this is rolling this out so it's relatively in a rectangle for how I'm doing this one. So like the pictures that you guys just saw, that one pizza ring in 2021, that one is my favorite pizza ring. That one came out fabulous. It looked great. And we're doing a pinwheel one again this year. So I'm kind of really hoping that I can get this to work the same way that one did. All right, let's get the rolling pin. All right. So now I'm not putting any sauce in this, because I'm going to kind of build it like a stromboli, I think, like I had mentioned there earlier. Basically, it's just going to have the different kinds of meat in it and the cheese. That's it. That's all I want to put in the actual pizza ring. And like you guys already saw, I used one of our Italian tomato sauce, so the ones that I put the Italian seasoning in, and the last of that can of tomato paste that was hanging out in my freezer, because that's the point. It is 2025, well, in a few hours, and it is eat down the pantry. Now the real problem about doing this though is it's pizza dough and it wants to spring back. So this will take me a while, so I'm going to let it sit, and then we'll stretch and we'll roll, and then it'll sit, and then it'll stretch, and then it'll roll. But I want to get this nice and big, and preferably in a rectangle. All right, it's super thin. And what I've got is all these little tiny speckles of the Italian seasoning that we put in there. Now what I bought is just a pizza trio. It's technically for a sub, but it's really, really good for what we're gonna do. So let me open this up. Okay. So the way this works is you take a layer of the first meat, put it across, and one left. All right, let's overlap these a little bit more. I want to use it all. There we go. Ta-da! Ham next. Same thing. Here we go. We're just gonna layer it around like we did the other ones. Problem with ham, oh, when they slice it, you have to be careful taking it apart. Now I'm not overlapping the bottom too much. I'm just kind of tucking it along so they're relatively even in that one line. There we go. And the last one is the pepperoni. Now this isn't the dry cured pepperoni like we usually use, but I am going to be putting some of that in here because we both really like it. And it tastes good. Alrighty, I just wiped my hands down. Next is shredded cheese. Now I do keep the pizza cheese in the freezer so it doesn't get as stringy as, you know, just freshly grated or anything, but when you get it, you do what you can. Couple of really good handfuls. And the last is fully cooked bacon bits. Now there's no veggies in here. Freddie doesn't like veggies in his pizza, and since we share it, it makes it easier. Now when we make pizza for dinner, I'll have half of it just like extra pepperoni for him, and I'll put a bunch of veggies on mine. But since we're sharing it, I might as well make it the way he likes it, and I'll just have some veggies with it. I can't get the bag open. Open! There we go. And the last thing is, you know, my favorite Pizza Delight dry cured pepperoni. No, seriously, if you come to Maritime Canada and you see this, I don't know, there's something about it that just tastes really good. Oh, there's the oven. Should we do 2 rows? Yeah. Why not? You know why? Because we can. It's New Year's Eve. Let's enjoy ourselves. All right. Just gonna put the pepperoni and the cheese away real quick, and then we're gonna roll this up. Okay, so this is where the tricky part comes in because this side isn't quite as long as I wanted it to be. So let's give a little stretch and a little fold. There we go. And then you just start rolling it if you're going to do it like a pinwheel, weird stromboli thing like I am. There we go. Get in there. There we go. Ha ha! Got it! Woohoo! Got it! We got it! Yay! We got it! Alright. Pizza pan. Oh, I don't think we're going to be able to do what I wanted to do. This looks more like a wreath, doesn't it? Alright. I'm going to go get my sharp knife and we're going to see if we can do what I want. Alright, so now the way it works is stab it and cut it, but don't cut all the way through, right? Next one. There's that one. I'm hoping this will actually look as good as that one from a few years ago. But that one had a little bit of sauce in it to kind of hold it all together. Whereas this one, we just have the meat and the cheese. I'll have to put a cookie sheet in the bottom of the oven, I think. It doesn't look like I'm going to twist them, but it looks good. All right. Also, when you roll them up like this, I discovered the hard way that if you don't do something to it, it doesn't quite cook all the way through. And this should cook through for us just perfectly. All right, let's see if we can do at least a little. Oh, well. Oops. It does look more like a Christmas wreath, doesn't it? Alrighty. Time for the egg wash. Whoops. A little bit too much egg. That's okay. Are we worried about it? No, not worried in the slightest. Now the part at the end here where you tie it all together, it's actually my favorite part. Alrighty. So, this is the pizza blend. Now this is one of those Epicure spice blends that you guys keep hearing me talk about. So we're going to sprinkle some of that on. Okay, so I just shoved a, what is that thing called? Cookie sheet. I just shoved a cookie sheet in the oven for any of the little bits that it might want to come out. Let's get this in there. All right, I put it to bed. It's going to bake at 420, and it'll take probably about a half an hour. It'll get a little dark, but you got to let it cook all the way through. Alrighty, we'll see you guys in a bit, and I'll show you how it looks. There we go. Pizza Ring 2024. Didn't come out too bad. We had a little bit of oozing. I got this weird shelf because I didn't pinch the dough close enough, but yay, yeah, it's hot. Ta-da! Looks good, doesn't it? Now, the sauce we made, this one's Fred's. He doesn't like a lot of sauce. And of course mine, I do like a lot of sauce, and I also added some Tabasco to mine because I like the kick. So that's our dinner. Alright, so I've been rocking my jingle bells here all day because it's New Year's Eve. Got finished work about an hour early, so that was fabulous. Made dinner, and now we're just going to sit. We're going to watch a movie, and we're probably going to sleep through midnight because, well, what else am I going to do? Aside from the fact that I'm going to do a mad edit on this video because we're going to post it on New Year's Day just so I can say, Happy New Year. Alrighty, folks. I'm going to slice this up. We're going to have some dinner. We'll see you next year. And thanks for coming out with us as we do our simpler life here on PEI. Wild hair and all. Bye for now.